In the hills of ancient Israel, there lived a noble woman in the town of Shunem. She was known for her generosity and kindness, and though her wealth was abundant, there was an emptiness in her heart. She had no child. One day, the prophet Elijah passed through her village. The Shunammite woman recognized him as a man of God and insisted that he come to her home for a meal. She treated him with respect, offering the best hospitality. As time went by, whenever Elijah would travel through Shunem, he would stop at her house to rest. Moved by her constant kindness, the woman and her husband built a small upper room on their home for Elijah, furnished with a bed, table, chair, and lamp so that he could stay whenever he passed by. Elijah, deeply touched by her care, wanted to bless her in return. He asked his servant Gehazi to inquire about her desires. When asked, the Shunammite woman humbly declined, saying she needed nothing. But Gehazi noticed something missing in her life and whispered to Elijah, "She has no son, and her husband is old." Hearing this, Elijah called her and spoke these words of hope, "About this time next year, you will hold a son in your arms." The Shunammite woman was overwhelmed by the promise. She had long accepted her childless fate and begged Elijah not to give her false hope. But as the prophet had spoken, within a year, she bore a son. Years passed, and the boy grew strong and full of life. But one day, while working with his father in the fields, he suddenly cried out, "My head! My head!" The father, concerned, sent him back to his mother. The boy lay on her lap until noon, and then, tragically, he passed away. Grief-stricken, the Shunammite woman laid her son on the prophet's bed in the upper room and immediately set out to find Elijah at Mount Carmel. When she reached him, her heart heavy with sorrow, she fell at his feet, weeping, "Did I ask for a son? Did I not say, 'Do not deceive me'?" Elijah, moved by her faith and despair, hurried back to her home. He found the lifeless boy on his bed. Closing the door, Elijah prayed to the Lord. He stretched himself over the child, placing his mouth on the boy's mouth, his eyes on the boy's eyes, and his hands on the boy's hands. The boy's body began to grow warm, but he did not yet wake. Elijah persisted, walking back and forth in the room, praying fervently. He returned again to the child and stretched himself over him a second time. Suddenly, the boy sneezed 7 times and opened his eyes. Overcome with joy, Elijah called the Shunammite woman and said, "Take your son." She fell at his feet in gratitude and awe, her heart filled with praise for the God who had turned her mourning into joy. Through this miracle, the Shunammite woman's faith was deepened, and Elijah's connection to God's power was revealed even more. The story of the woman's faith and Elijah's miracle spread throughout the land, reminding all who heard it of the profound mysteries of God's mercy and the rewards of steadfast belief.